Hey there, fellow enthusiasts. Welcome to the inaugural episode of Disruptors Unveiled. I'm your host, Venk.
And I'm Hrishik.
And today we embark on our journey to explore the stories of companies and entrepreneurs who dare to disrupt their industries, redefine norms, and leave an indefined mark on the world.
That's right, Venk. We're not just interested in the what, but also the how. What mindset propelled them? What challenges did they face? Was it strategy, work ethic, or just a stroke of genius?
So, dear listeners, welcome to the series that's not just about disruptors, but unveiling the disruptive journey itself.
Venk, when we talk about disruptors, one name that stands out is Travis Kalanick and the company he co-founded, Uber.
Indeed, and Hrishik, Uber's story is nothing short of revolutionary. It's not just a ride-hailing service, but it's a disruptive industry that can transform the way we think of transportation.
Yeah, and Travis Kalanick, the co-founder of Uber, he brought a new perspective to the transportation industry. So his mindset was all about changing the status quo.
Absolutely. Travis saw the inefficiency with the traditional taxi model, the long waits, uncertainty, and at times the frustration because drivers at that point were just too comfortable with cab riders having to be dependent on them. So he envisioned a solution where transportation was as easy as tapping a button on your phone.
And that's where Uber comes in. It's not just a ride-hailing app, it's also a platform that seamlessly connects riders with drivers.
Travis, with his disruptive mindset, understood the power of technology. He knew he didn't want to just provide his riders a service, but he wanted to create an experience that was convenient, efficient, and reliable.
Let's now talk about the disruption in the specific business model. So Uber didn't own a fleet of cars. It actually leveraged the power of the gig economy, which by turning ordinary individuals into drivers, that created a source of income for them.
That's right, Hrishik. It's a brilliant concept in my opinion. Not only does it provide a service, but also creates economic opportunity for people around the world as well as the communities in which Uber was specifically trying to target. For example, San Francisco, they had a long line of black cars, which was at that time known for business people. But as they started transforming into more everyday people driving, it became a new experience completely.
Yeah, and also how easy it is to use the app, right? So there's cashless transactions, there's real-time tracking. So it basically all just adds up to an experience that's not just about transportation, but it's also about redefining convenience.
Yeah, and Travis and Uber were not just about moving people. They had greater ambitions. And they came up with Uber Eats out of what Uber had already built with the transportation industry. Another disruption in the way we dine and get stuff.
That is true, Vic. It's also about identifying needs in society and using technology to meet those needs. So Uber isn't just a ride-hailing app. It's a company that embodies the spirit of disruption.
And let's not forget the challenges that Uber faced. Regulation hurdles, opposition from taxi services, and even criticism regarding labor practices. It's even gone so far that today, if you go to Netflix, you can find a documentary about Uber and how Travis Kalanick fought these challenges. At times, government agencies were seen as oppressing a company, but they still managed to overcome these challenges with a disruptive mindset.
That is true, Venk. Disruption doesn't come without challenges, and I'd have to say Travis Kalanick, with his bold approach, he faced them head on, and he created Uber.
And that's what makes Uber's story so compelling for me. It's not just about the success, it's about the journey, it's for the obstacles, it's about the perseverance to redefine an industry. And honestly, I think that's what the influence and the inspiration for this podcast series came from. It's the search for a better, more ideal product and not following the norm, breaking the ordinary and coming up with something that's better. Not only that's better, but honestly groundbreaking.
That is true, Venk. So as we wrap up this episode, let's reflect on Travis Kalanick's disruptive mindset. So his whole thing is about challenging norms, leveraging technology that helps him challenge the norms, and also creating solutions that not only meet but exceed societal needs.
Yeah, absolutely, Hrishik. Travis and Uber Kalanick are more than just a ride-hailing service. They're a testament to the power of disruptive thinking. And I think this kind of brings us into a leeway of what our entire podcast is about. It's not about what you create and how you create it, but what's your mindset going into this, right? Like co-founders, CEOs, and like groundbreaking pioneers in not only the technological field, but in general, pioneers have to think outside the box. They have to think, what if something wasn't the way it was? And that's what breaking the ordinary is.
Yeah. Well, that pretty much wraps up our first episode of Disruptors Unveiled. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
And thank you for joining us. And remember, it's not about the disruption that happens, but it's the mindset behind it.